Okay, so this is one I want to definitely commit to memory before I start a new game. So what I'm playing here is Medieval Dynasty. Mm, it's quite a nice little game. It's to do with, I believe, the 600s AD, Saxon England. So what this game is mostly a survival game. It's different in the fact that you don't do an awful lot of fighting. Yes, there are some bandits in it. They are around, but most of the time you're fighting against the elements. You're fighting to survive. Usual kind of survival. You need to clothe, feed yourself, keep yourself warm during winters. And you're also trying to provide, obviously that the land you live on is taxed. So therefore you need to provide yourself with income in order to provide the tax. And it's one of those games where you can also, as per usual with building, I enjoy building games, everything from Conan to 7 Days, all different types. But in this one, the buildings are set, but how you lay out your town or village and how it's managed is entirely up to you. And I like that. At the beginning, it's very basic. It is a collect, harvest, collect wood, collect stone, collect your usual kind of open world. Um, but this is a very nice game graphically, I would say, and it's very well represented. And I do like the survival elements. I find it kind of relaxing to a certain degree. As I say, it's not entirely focused on combat and everything else. So there is combat. I got killed by several boars when I started this game, just trying to hunt for food. Just even trying to create a spear to try and kill some animals to get some meat to cook, and so it's very interesting. It has recipes, it has buildings and a technology level that the more you open it, the more buildings you can create. So with that in mind, I'll have a quick look. So your character, here's the inventory. So everything from weapons and tools. I'm carrying a lot of buckets. It's because I've been milking the cows to get milk to make different dishes and things to cook. So there's a number of, you can see I'm currently sporting an iron crossbow, copper spear because I like the long reach on it. Um, and iron is one of the best metals in this game, one of the hardest and best metals you can get, which is why I've got top tier tools there. But as you can see, I'm carrying an awful lot there, down to clothes as well. I'm wearing a variety of clothes. I've got to admit, I probably haven't got the best clothes on, but I haven't got the worst clothes on either. My clothes are developed for more sort of warmth. Food and drink, I think that's one of the best dishes I've done at the moment is meat with gravy. I've got some pear juice and a number of had the herbalist. Collect herbs to make me some potions. There's not a magic system per se in this, but you do have alchemists and herbalists who can create potions from the various different plants. Okay, and then over onto resources. These are the things that you can pick up. You can see that I'm actually carrying seeds, so I actually need to put those in the box and allow my farmers to plant those, grow those. As you can see, there's a number of different things. Feathers for arrows. You can see I've got copper ore. It's not quite enough to smelt into a copper bar. Bronze bar up there. Iron bars. I'm carrying little bits and pieces of everything for sort of building materials. Limestone is more for building linings for insulation, so that your people use less wood during winter and stuff. So yeah, logs. Don't ask. I need to sell the manure. Okay, don't judge me. Yes, I'm carrying a lot of manure in my pockets. Okay, I said don't judge. Planks for building. So yes, general resources. And then at the end here, I've killed a few creatures. These can actually be used as decorations up on walls, or they can be sold. So yeah, a variety of things. You do have skills to develop your character. The more you sort of build, the more you hunt, the more you do things, so your skills increase. And then it gives you the chance to spend your points on the various perks here. As you can see, again, knowledge skills, diplomacy skills, farming skills, hunting skills, extraction. See there, survival, production. So amount of skills that you can actually spend with your character. So there we are. Journal. This is where you find all your quests. At the moment, I've got Imaginary Traveller. During this dynasty, my character is married, has a child, and the child has an imaginary friend, which is why I've got imaginary traveller. But there is a storyline. There are quests throughout that you can do. Again, to not only increase your dynasty points, which is the idea, but also to increase the storyline. It's a nice, simple little story. Quite well done. Not a great deal of choice. Don't expect to change the world or anything, but it's nice. Here's a map. So you can see here, there's the key over on the left. So as you can see, I can change the key to show all the things on the map, so I can see them. So I'll stick with main for the moment. As you can see, you can zoom in, get closer looks, or zoom out. That is actually the town I've built. I'll be going there in a minute, because like I said, I want to commit this one to memory. It's more the layout and the planning. This is the first time I've really played this game to the end. Here's all your other villages and towns. And originally I wasn't going to do it. I was just practicing to see what it's turned out like, but I'm quite pleased with the way it's turned out, and I want to be able to look back on this and realise the mistakes I made so that I can not repeat them. So the next playthrough I'll be able to look at this and go, okay, well, I needed to do that better, I need to plan this, I need to plan that, that's how that works. Hence why I'm doing this. Medieval Dynasty is not going to appeal to everybody. In fact, I think it's a very good game, but obviously it's personal choice. Some people would love this game, some people maybe not so much. Depends. Management. So I can manage everything from all the people in my village. As you can see, they all have different jobs here. I have to assign them the houses they live in. I have to assign them the jobs that they have. And I also have to build all the different buildings for their jobs. Oh, he's not happy for some reason. Never mind. Yeah, so that's all the people I can manage. Here's all the different buildings, all grouped up in my settlement. And as you can see with the map, you can build your settlements anywhere. Each location on the map has different advantages. You build near a forest, you're going to have a lot more wood. Build near mountains, you're going to be able to get a lot more stone. Quite probably metals as well, since you might find iron and stuff there. Build near water, your main diet may well be fish, as well as meat. And so, where you build very much depends on what the strengths of your town is going to be. I can even manage the fields. I tell people what to plant in the fields, and then they go with the seasons. Obviously, seeds are seasonal. Some things obviously you can have all year round, whereas most things you can't. There are certain seasons. I tell my farmers what I want planted, and they go ahead and do that. Either that or I can do it myself, which I had to do at the beginning of the game. Animals. Okay, so I have an awful lot of animals here. 9 sheep, cattle. Sheep provide me wool, which I can turn into wool yarn and wool thread in order to create clothes. They all provide me with manure for fertilizer for the fields, chickens, eggs and feathers. So you get the idea. Cattle, milk, horses obviously to ride on. And then at the end here there's sort of what my people are actually demanding. So you see on the right, there's my dynasty reputation, population, food demand. So at the moment I'm creating an awful lot of food, and they don't actually need a great deal. I've got 12,299.5. The demand is 787, which is why I'm also selling a lot of food. Population of 68. So you can see over there, you can actually manage as once you set up your management, you can potentially just leave it. Technology tree, as you open up the game, as you open up more points, so you can create more buildings. So as you can see, there are many different buildings and knowledges. If you need to look something up, if you want to know something about the game, they do have little references here that you can read, and it will give you a good idea of what you need to do, how you need to do it. So, with that being said, right, I've actually just been collecting straw from the reeds down here. I need it a lot of time for creating roofs and stuff. Horses you don't get till much later game. Most of the time you're running around on foot. Your first form of transport might actually be a donkey. They're not very fast, but they do mean that you don't run out of an awful lot of stamina. So, let's head along. My first building is so far out. I'm actually a little way away from the waters. So this is, I've got my fishing hut down here. I have one person assigned to it. They bring in some fish meat, so that that will at least, you know, feed some of my townspeople and gives them a varied diet. So not only do they have meat and everything, but, you know, they have fish meat, normal meat. Can't remember, I felt sure I put fishing nets in here. I've buried fishing nets somewhere in this water. There we go. That looks like it. There we go. Let's collect. 2 perch. Well, okay, we'll cook those up. As you can see down here, I mean, you know, I'm walking all in this water as well. And we'll have a drink. The water's actually not too deep. You can't really drown in this water. It doesn't matter how far you go out here. It might look deep, but actually it never goes above your shoulders. It's really nice. It's not, you know, you don't have any swimming mechanics or anything like that. I don't know, some people would like that, some people would not like that. Okay, and all this stuff around here, you can see there are many different stones on the floor here, you know, twigs, branches, wood. It's all the resources. I'd say it's quite a pretty game. I really like the graphics in this as well. I like the way it's done. There are many different animal types, everything from eagles, foxes, lynx, bears. So, we're just coming up the road here. This is actually the front section. See, this is my orchard to the right. I've got cherry trees in there. I've got apple trees. It gets an awful lot of fruit for the veg. So this is particularly why I chose this spot. I'm not going to build here again, that's for sure. Once I've built somewhere, I don't do it. Let's leave the horse here. It's going through the front. So this is the entire reason that I built here, was because when I saw this, and specifically when I saw this waterfall, I thought, you know what, I need a house at the top of that. That looks gorgeous. So that's why I initially built up here. I've put fences up here to line it, and I had to put the roads up here as well. But over to the right is the cookhouse. It's the village kitchen, where they cook an awful lot of the meals and cook up the meat and provide everybody with some decent food. This is my front garden. The game is not massively big on decoration. This is our bath. Yes, this is you know, this is a modern bath for this day and age. Apparently, I have a tub of water. There you go. And apparently, everybody just comes and sits at my table now to sort of, you know, look out over the view. Which, as I said, you know, it's a very nice view. Houses are nice and simple in this game. You know, I've actually built this wall all the way around. I had to build it, you know, and put in the gates. And I built the palisade as well. You can tell I built it because, look, this wall's lower down, that gate's slightly up. You know, it's, yeah. You know, it's not massively pretty. I wish I could have done it at the same level. But building in this game is quite simple. There we go. As you can see here, I can choose building should I wish. Here, houses. And the houses really are simple. There we go. Small, simple house. As you can see, it needs to be green for me to build it. It's red at the moment, and I need to spin it around. But as you can see, you basically get one room. It's not complex. It's really not. It's quite simple. And what you do is you have your floor plans like that. You build your building. You can actually choose the design of walls, whether you want stone, whether you want wood. Everything. It's blocking me. Someone's here. Now, at the moment, I've lined my floor with some rugs, animal rugs, really. You know, to kind of decorate it. And I've also decorated the walls. Like I said, it's not complex. Like, I've put a couple of, you know, trophies up on the wall. Let's open the shutters. So, you know, there's the rest of the town somewhere out there. See, it's a very simple house. You know, there's not a lot of decoration here. It's not. I would open that window, but I remember I built a house too close to that, so you actually look onto a wall. But again, this is why I built here. Because for this game, I like that view. I do. And because it's seasonal, you know, it even looks good in winter when you get to see all that. It's lovely white, and so yeah. So that's why I put the house there. You can see, you know, I've got the 2 cooks are in there at the moment cooking. If I want to manage that individually, I can go over here. There we go, and it takes me straight onto the management page. So you can see it there. You know, I can tell them what to cook, what recipes to cook. You know, it even tells me if they don't have the resources to cook that, such as the meat with gravy. And down the bottom, apparently I'm missing onions for that one. So yeah, you know, you can really manage it as much as you want to. So yeah, how did I lay this out? Right, well, this is what I would call Main Street just here, and I've got a couple of streets branching off, so we'll go up here. These are houses. Have the houses just off to there. Houses up here as well. So walking along back here, I have the alchemists hidden. Here's my herbalist and alchemist. There's someone chopping trees. So, yeah, so in here, yeah, you can see my alchemist. He's collecting herbs, he's preparing them, mixing potions. Over there, that's an extraction hut. Basically, I send people out to gather stone, clay, straw, all the base materials. It means that I don't have to do as much of it, or at least that's the way it's supposed to be. You need to actually pick people who are capable of doing those skills well, and the better skilled they are, the more they're going to bring back. So even the people you hire in this game from other local villages, you know, have skill levels, and you need to pick carefully, really. Yeah, lazy bugger. Oh, that's my son. Okay, fair enough. Still lazy bugger. Just sat there. Right, so moving further up here. So all houses on the left here. You can see you know, it branches off. I've got another street down to the right there. We'll explore those in a minute. But this is what I like to call the house row. I've got many houses up here. Now the difference is these are all stone. So you can see that grey stone all the way up here. Now the reason this one is white is because I've actually filled it with limestone to insulate the walls. And I've done that so that my people will demand less firewood during winter, because if they don't have insulation, they use a lot more firewood to keep themselves warm, you know, to survive. Whereas at least with these, I put limestone on the walls and they use a lot less. Hence why insulating the houses, yeah, good idea. What do we have here? I've forgotten which building this is. Oh, the builder's hut. Yeah, that guy goes around and basically repairs your buildings. Over time, they obviously take damage, and you know, straw, thatch, roofs and everything need repairing. So he's the guy that does it. She sees to the village's water needs, constantly collecting buckets of water, passing them to the cooks and everybody else in the village. Yes, very much a way of life here. You know, men and women in the village get together, and this is what happens. You have children popping up, and they will eventually become the adults here, and yeah, you can put them into apprenticeships for jobs. And there we go. There's more houses off there. So this is the very end row where I've got my palisades. I wish they had a few more decorations for this. That obviously takes you out into the forest, but tavern. Open air, open fire just there. And you've got a few tables and chairs out here. Tables and chairs for people to sit at, and then obviously inside, a very open plan. So I think they're making berry juice over the back there, either that or cherry wine. It's all I've got at the moment. I haven't unlocked the other recipes for apple wine or pear wine. But that's it, this is the inn. Looking decidedly empty at the moment, but it does gather pace in the evening when everybody's finished their work. Glad to see nobody's messing about down here at the moment during work hours. Hops, there's all the hops for actually, you know, making a lot of the alcoholic drinks. Another extraction hut because I need as many materials as I can get. Up here again, more houses, because, you know, each house will take 2 people, generally a man and a woman, and then, you know, they can obviously procreate, you know, so you have kids. So these small simple houses will hold up to 3 people. So, you know, obviously 2 adults and a kid. Obviously you start to get bigger families, you'll need slightly bigger houses. But for the moment, I have more than enough people here. I really don't want too many more. So right here you see I've got more orchard trees here, apple trees. These will actually look better. It's a shame they're not grown, because it would have looked a lot better here with all the apple trees in bloom. But again, I've got this long straight road at the top here, the tavern down the end. Right, this is what I call Main Street. Obviously, I've only got the one street branching off there, which has all the houses down. Now, along here, I've got more houses on the left, which back onto the other houses, obviously. But here, I've also got my market stalls. So these market holders, it looks like she's buying and selling. Nice. Yep. So, yeah, each of these market stalls you can sell everything from tools, resources, food. But this is the marketplace where everybody comes down. Again, a few tables and chairs outside. What are you complaining for? And yeah, crying out loud, get out my way. Yep, so everything from, you know, weapons, tools, resources, herbs. You can sell all of the excess that you make here. And obviously make some money, which, you know, some materials you probably just want to buy instead of making. You may have a shortage. Okay, yep, that's one of our woodworking places, providing planks and logs and everything else, all the woodwork I need. Again, another house tucked over the back here. It's where I'm keeping my geese. So I'm not sure where the handler is, but again, yep, that is where I get lots of feathers. I get feathers and eggs from the geese here. Again, so let's collect some of those. There you go. So I got one egg and quite a few feathers from those. So yes, obviously I have someone who's employed to sort of do that. Okay, another house to the left here. You do need quite a few houses, like I said. You can understand when you can have like 2 adults and 1 child in these small houses. So as I come down here, again at the back, this is more sort of the farm area, which we'll come to. But again, we've got the, oh, where's the gate? Okay, all these twig gates look the same. Again, don't judge. Okay, there we go. So here we go, here's all the sheep. He's not got a grown coat on him yet, otherwise. There we go. Sheep pen over there, more than enough sheep so we can collect wool so we can make people better clothes. Have to keep these fences around, you just do not want them to wander, they just go everywhere. Wherever they like, so yeah, it's good to have a pen. Chickens to the left. Over here. Right, this is where they're making the clothes. Spinning on the yarn, you can see she's at a wheel at the moment. Probably making wool thread, we need a lot of that, or maybe linen fabric, loom. And back out, this is more sort of, I keep calling it the industrial sector, but you know, it's basically where all the production takes place. Production row, probably. And then in here, we've got the craft people. A working way, making all the wooden spoons we need, wooden plates, wooden bowls, clay vials for the herbalist. And she is just creating one now. So again, and some of those will actually be sold at the stall holders, you know, to other towns and marketplaces around. Make some coin. Enough to pay the taxes on this place, because all these buildings and all these people, obviously you get taxed for. There we go, woodworking place again. See, they're creating logs, planing down planks and preparing all the stuff we need for building. Over here we have the smithy, as you can see over there. He's probably creating the tools that most of the villagers will need, such as the hunters need knives, they need bows, so that's probably being created. He's forging them into bars, so probably turning the iron ore into iron bars, and any tin and copper into bronze. So as you can see, we're back down here at the beginning. That is, as I said, my house in front, and the gate that we came through. But there's one road in the middle. Here. Again, there is a, that's To the left here we have the food preservation storage. So when we come in here, really not a great deal to it, but when I go in here you can see that there we go, is all the food and all the ingredients for foods that they'll be taking down to the kitchen to cook. And then there's an awful lot of seeds, bowls and stuff that they'll be using to cook. So that's the preservation bit, which means that the food is kept for a lot longer. Some of it's salted as well. Let's put the torch away. It's daylight. Let's go back up here, and this is general storage in here. This is where we keep all the tools. I put all the tools that the workers need in here. You can see, you know, bags for the for those who are doing the fields, bows for the hunters, hoes again for the farmers, for the field workers, knives, pickaxes, all the tools that they're going to need, because obviously there's durability on the tools, so they do go through tools quite fast. So you really need to either be preparing these tools yourself and making them, or you need to have people making them for you. Again, not many clothes in there because quite a few of them are being sold or worn. Some food items in there. Oh, they've got my potions of healing. I'll take those, thank you. Yep, resources, cherry tree seeds, more seeds, clay, you know, again, resources. So that's why it's the resource place. It just holds all your storage and stuff. So, back down here. It's not badly laid out considering this is my first build with this. Trying to get to used to how you manage the buildings, how you work things. I mean, it actually hasn't turned out too badly. So this is the barn where they sort of, you know, thresh out flax stalks and everything else before distributing it. And dealing with oats, grain, making manure, animal feed. I don't actually know what he's doing at the moment, but there's a threshing floor. Make oat grain, rye grain, flaxseed, wheat grain. So there's a number of things. You can either employ the people to do it and give them jobs to do, or you can do it yourself. Get out the way. Down here, here's another orchard. I believe these are apple trees as well. Yep, apple trees. Here, that's the farm workers' shed. Just there, and then over here you can see I've got my fields. Some of them have been planted because it's a season for it, such as you can see cabbages here. Field of cabbages. Then over here, I'm not actually sure, I think that was a wheat field, but I can't be 100%. Okay, oh, the torches have started to go on, heralding night, probably. Now there's the pigs. Okay, again, all of this area at the moment that is basically barren for the moment is all fields where I have all the plants planted. You can see I've got a scarecrow out in the middle. It's just decorative, incidentally. Scarecrows. Compost bins. Up here, there you can see. I've got plenty of fields because you need plenty of plants, basically. You do need quite a few of them. Especially flax. Flax is very important for linen fabric, linen thread, which is used in an awful lot of things. So here we are, just outside of my town. You can see there's a path down there that leads off and out. And over here, oh, I'll take those. So I put some of the animal pens out. My original idea was to put all the animal pens inside the palisade walls, but you don't get attacked in this game by, you know, bandits. Your settlement's, you know, safe. I haven't had any bandits attack me or anything like that. So again, it's mostly about survival. So over here, it looks like everything's just starting to bed down for the night. Yep, you can see the donkeys are in their stalls there. There's foals. I wonder where the other one is. Could be over here. Yep, there we go. Sleeping in there. Then we have the cow shed over here. Yep, bedded down for the night. Oh, 2 calves. And I could sell some of those for some coin if I wanted to. Of course, cows providing milk, I tend to sell the bulls, keep the cows. There's my other horse. I think we've got a foal somewhere around here as well. So I've actually put the animal pens outside. Actually worked out really well. Like I said, I was going to put all the animal pens actually inside the palisade walls. But, I don't know. It's worked out alright, to be honest. Okay, it's getting a bit dark now. In actual fact, the next village is over that way. I'm not actually going to go there, but you can see there's Denica. So all I've got to do is walk down there, follow that path, and straight to the other village, which is where I end up selling an awful lot of things at market. It's probably where I'll go and sell all that manure, because, you know, they really want it. So that is it. I'm going to have another quick walk through here, because that way you get to see it at night. Like the way they've got the little flies buzzing around there. Okay. She head through the barn. Of course, people have now gone off, so I would imagine they've probably... There you go. They're having a chat in his garden. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on there. Sounded like an excited cry. I don't want to know. That's how you got kids in the first place. Put her down. Okay. Let's move up here. We finally got people over at the inn. Oh yes, so we finally have people sat by the fire enjoying a table. Having some cherry wine or some mead, or probably honey mead. So there we go. Oh yeah, it's swinging down here. Could really do with a bard or something to play some music, but they don't have one in the game, unfortunately. And then up here we have, to mention that, honey! There we go. So now I can actually make some honeyed wine, honeyed mead. I actually haven't done that yet, but it's on the cards to do. Like I said, I'm practically finished with this game now. I've got everything I want to. There's only one building I'm really missing, I would like to see, and that's the windmill to create flour. Other than that though, I wanted to get this down because I am considering starting a new game now. I've been here, I've built in this location. I'd like to build somewhere else on the map, I think. But I don't think I've done too badly. I wasn't originally going to record this from memory, but I like what I've done here. It could probably do with a little bit more space. I'd like to try and work the houses so that I have more or bigger front garden, so I could actually maybe fit some trees in the garden to kind of decorate a bit. Maybe put a few more, you know, benches, chairs and everything in people's front gardens. I don't know, decorate it just a little bit. But, you know, hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles, and I'm sure I will do that on another playthrough. But at least I've got that one. Okay, come on, let's get you round. I don't want you wandering off. It's actually stood pretty still there, you know, not gone anywhere, so that's pretty good. I said sometimes the animals have a habit of wandering off. The horses don't normally, but, you know, again, last thing I want to do is stop recording, come back and find the horse has gone wherever it wants to. There we go. Gotta go careful wandering through those forests. Like I said, bears, wolves, lynx are not too bad. But yeah, the bears and wolves, they really, yeah, they have a bit of an attitude, and even the boars do. They are pretty grumpy. But then again, most of the time you're eating them for food, so, you know. It'd be incredibly embarrassing if I got killed by those, though. Especially now. But yeah, okay. Committed to memory. As I said, very nice views here. Shan't be building here again. I want to choose another location, and I definitely want to do my village a little bit more decorative, I think, if I can. And also I'd like to space it out a little bit more. feel like it's a little bit enclosed, but yeah. Time for another build. So that's this one. Commit it to memory. That's it. We're good.